All right. Good afternoon, everyone. At least it's afternoon here. Today, we're going to try and do something that a lot of people won't even use, and that is a really curved flake. Now, one of the things is it's got some thickness, so you could get a little point. Probably, if you were really careful, you would get the biggest point you could by going across that curve. But for me, the best point is to have the tip be, if you look at the curve, it's curved like this. A curve like that, if this is the tip, when it enters, it's not going to hinder your penetration. But a curve like this will make your point want to go like that and break it off. So what I'm going to do is use some sandstone and some horn, and I'm going to make a point. It'll probably be kind of rude because I'm not using I haven't used natural tools for a long time, and I'm starting to get back into that. I went out in the creek and I picked up a few more pieces of sandstone. So I think my best point is going to be in this section, looking down on it. And so we're going to start with that. Now I got some different sandstones because I want to try them out. I also got a couple bigger ones. I'm going to make some paint tonight. You might want to tune in for that. Paint making. Using that ochre, and I found, I don't know what this is, but it's in my creek and it's really black. It's pretty soft and it makes excellent black paint. So we're going to grind on my, I think they call them metes or something like that. Not exactly sure. I dug out a whole bunch of my other antlers too, and I found this one. This is a pretty good pressure flaker. I believe it's an elk antler tine. It could be whitetail, but it's pretty thick and short, so it's probably elk. And I got a longer deer, and then short one I might try and use as a punch. Keyword might. So let's take it from there. I just want to see, I'm trying to increase my viewership without doing crazy stuff. And I'm having a hard time understanding why I have, 1,500 subscribers, almost 1,600, but I only get 100 and some views. I mean, it would be nice if the subscribers would at least just look at the video. Maybe they do. Maybe there's something I don't know about that YouTube does or whatever. Now I'm doing the old Patrick Blank thing of just roughing it out. It seems to work for him pretty good, but when I just try and, I just call it speed nap. I mean, this sandstone's working pretty good. Usually it breaks right when I get close to the shape. You see, I'm almost to where I could just lens shape it, and but I've got a little ridge. I got some nice flakes going, so I'm going to keep going. This is a fine but hard sandstone, as far as sandstone goes. This direct percussion is definitely faster than indirect. It's got that going for it. So just like that, we've got this side almost flattened. Now we're going to go for the other side. See, that's what happens, but that's, there was a little crack there. But see, normally that whole thing would break for me, but that doesn't hurt me at all. Now that does. But still, see, there's my point. Flat on one side. Okay, I've got to slow down a little bit now. And the napping really starts. So. I probably should have flipped that more often. Flip-flop so that I took lesser pieces, but this thing's so thick. And this might be why you see a lot of the real points are kind of thick, because they're just going for it. This one's not pointy enough. Let me, this one's a little coarser. Put some pokey chalk on there. Get my leather hand pad. Let's see if we could push one. Oh yeah, it works. This one's kind of awkward. I wish I could find my reel, the one I got used to. I don't know where it went. See a lot of guys that pressure flake that way. The reverse pushing. Hopefully you could see what I'm doing here. Getting some pretty good flakes. In a survival, yeah, that's pretty good. Now, most of the points found in my area are pretty thick. And honestly, that's close to the thickness. Some of the arrowheads are about half of that, but they're still pretty thick too. So now I've got to work my way and figure out how I'm going to get this into a good shape to do some more percussion. And I need to figure out a natural tools indirect. I see guys like flint knapping tips and stuff using what they call a punch. But I tried that thing and I don't like it. That method with the thing on a stick and under your leg and over. I don't like twisting over to my left because I have bad scars. Let's go. I've got to be more accurate here, which being out of practice. If you tilt your edge up and then hit like this, it makes it easier. But this obsidian is pretty tough. It's not really as fragile as people think. And at least in my findings, if you don't try and make it paper thin, and don't try and do too much at one time. See, I'm really hitting that and it's not going anywhere. Maybe a heavier, go back to my heavier piece. The piece I broke a big chunk off with. I don't have any of my hard hammerstones, my quartzites, because I was giving up knapping, so I got rid of them. I might have to cheat and go to some copper pressure. I don't really want to, but I don't want to be here all day trying to make a an arrowhead. Let me see. Let's bail myself out with some copper. Maybe. And see, that copper just grips and allows you to pull down. Yeah, I know. I admit defeat. But a lot of guys, I don't know. Like I said, I'm working on becoming better with the antler, but for me, it's just it doesn't want to grip. You know, you always hear that antler grips it better, but I'm not so sure because it doesn't grip for me. Now, for a long time, this is the first time I've been able to get antler to do anything at all. And it's, I think it's because we've been in a pretty bad drought all summer. And my antlers actually dried out. It's normally pretty humid here. And I don't think they dry out enough to be good for working, and they still might not be dry enough. Or I might need to put them in a handle so I can have better leverage. I'll do that for the next one. I'll put a tine in a handle like this. And we'll go completely natural on that one. But anyways, back to the views. I don't understand. I mean, there's a few things I don't understand. I want to grow my channel, obviously. You know, there's a reason. There's a reason for having a channel, and it's not just, you know, my my hubris to want to be in front of the world. You know, I want to, you know, like most people, I want to get something out of it. And I'm going to start advertising my Etsy, you know, and that, see now right there, my nephew just found one that looks just like that. And he also found one. I was going to send him a picture of this one. He found one that looks exactly this shape. A knife. His was Kanawha, I believe. And it had the same flakes and the same shape. It's on his Facebook. I love it. It's exactly the same. Except the material. Mine's obsidian and, you know, his is some kind of local chert. But I believe it looks like Kanawha. It's kind of grainy and... oh, you can't see. I have carpal tunnel. I drop everything. I can't bend very well because of the surgery scars. So it's a little bit tough sometimes. Okay, we're going to try a full rack. I was going to do this one earlier because I saw a guy napping with the pronghorn rack, and he was using it like this. So this is a little pointier. It may help. I just wanted to bail myself out with that copper, not actually be copper napping. Flake's good, but I have to push. I don't like to feel that one. Let's try this. I'm going to be making a lot of stuff for my Etsy. I wanted to try and video it all. Honestly, I think if I would have done my hammerstone setup better, I probably wouldn't have had to use that copper. But that's all part of the learning curve. And I'll have a better pressure flaker. When I get done with this point, I'm going to make an antler pressure flaker like my other one, like the copper one, but with an antler bit. Oh, I drop things so much with the camera. Luckily, nothing ever breaks. I got a metal floor, and nothing ever breaks, so. Look, side A is coming along nicely. When I do this side, it'll thin it out, and then I'll just have to shape it. Fix the edges. There's no curve to it. There's not even a curve that way. I always want to try to make the videos shorter because nice. That's the thing I got to remember next time. Flip it more so I don't break a big piece. See, both sides actually look pretty good right now. Flip it more so I don't break a big piece off. Hammer stone better so that I have an edge that an antler can work. See, them flakes are shooting up and over. That's nice. Oh, luckily I have more of them. I grabbed a whole bunch of little sandstones because I want to try them all today. And see there, wow. It's looking good in the neighborhood. Name that company. They're no longer looking so good in the neighborhood. Yeah, they went downhill fast. I used to really like Applebee's. Used to be my favorite place to go. Them flakes are going up and over. That is freaking awesome. Okay. Now I think we just need to do some shaping. We can use my little doodatter here. I'm going to try and push some of these flakes down. That one's too fat. It wants to take too much, but it does leave a sharp scar. Just points too little for that. All right. See if we can push anything off the base. But look at that pattern. And it's ready. That's what you would call Madison, I believe. Just a basic triangle. Glue it in an arrow and call it done. Even the humpy side is nice. I don't know if I'll be able to push off of this. With copper, I definitely could push off of this flat end. And this is just basically putting some sandstone chalk on it. And we'll see if we can get it to push even a few little flakes to make it a little... Oh, yeah. What do you know? Look at that. Now let's see what we can do on the other side. Now this side's not going to go. But we can bring it over enough, maybe. Let's chalk it up some more. Put a good amount of chalk on there. Whoa. Now we'll try some zigging. Sorry, got to get a drink. All right, we're back. Through the magic of the pause button, we are good to go. I have to look down when I'm doing this, and for some reason, looking down makes me cough. So I don't know why that would be. If you have any suggestions what to do for that, it's like a tickle in my throat when I look down. It's not a lung thing. Like, I'm not sick. It's just a... See, we got to take a little more off the other side. Now I know why the points that you find that are like this are, a lot of them are concave base. All right, not too bad. Couple missteps along the way, but we learned some lessons. We've got a nice natural tools, little bit of copper. They might have had a little bit of copper, but this will definitely kill, and it won't break real easy like a lot of people think obsidian will, because you can half this and the shaft can come up to here and it's tapered down to the front and it's pretty thick. It won't break real easy. I've shot glass, modern glass that are exactly this same shape and they don't break. Hit the ground, hit a tree, sometimes hit a tree, especially if your arrow isn't fully straightened out yet, but there we go.